For those who have been following my story, and for those who don't know anything, I was diagnosed with HS, which is Hidradenitis Suppurativa, in the year 2011 when I was 22 years old. It all started that I had a large abscess forming on the inside of my arm around this area. It was the size of an egg. I kept going to the emergency room. They couldn't do anything about it because they won't make any incision unless the abscess comes to a head. So it never did until my father's aunt told him to put a tobacco leaf and Vicks, and it burst by itself. After that one burst, I had another abscess growing on my other arm. So I went back to the hospital. That one they did do an IND, and I felt the whole process because since I had an infection, the anesthesia wouldn't take. So I felt the whole thing when the man started making the hole in my arm. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it was painful, but I sucked it up like a trooper. When I went to the emergency room for that, that's when they told me that I had HS. But the way that they told me, it's like one of the worst experiences that I've ever had. I had a group of doctors, it was about 7 of them, and several nurses come to me and tell me that I have a skin disease that there's no known cure for. When you hear something like that, automatically you're going to shut down, get depressed, and be speechless because you don't even know how you're going to react. That's basically what happened to me. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I got depressed. I couldn't even explain it to my own father over the phone. After those 2 abscesses, everything went downhill. I went from 2 abscesses to having 10 on both arms. My arms were destroyed. I had a whole bunch of wounds. My skin was rotting and falling off. And I had a very bad odor. Like you could smell the rotten coming from. It was so depressing. I couldn't move my arms. They hurt so badly. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do my hair. I couldn't dress myself. I couldn't lift myself up from bed. My brother had to carry me. My mom had to lift me up. My mom had to dress me, had to do my hair. And then I had to get surgeries done because I really had no choice. They had to remove all the meat that was rotting and the damaged skin. So they removed my armpit areas completely. The wounds were very deep and my whole fist was able to fit inside my arm. That's how big and deep the wound was. My first surgery, which was this one, I had to get a wound vac, but my insurance didn't cover it. So they kept me in the hospital for a week with the wound vac and they sent me home and they gave me a nurse. Then the second surgery, which is this one, they removed my armpit also, but they also took skin from my thigh and they put it on my arm. It took about a year and a half for it to heal. Since I was homebound and in bed and I couldn't do much exercise or anything, I gained weight. I gained like almost 30 pounds since the time I had my first surgery. So sad. But it's life. Hopefully I'll get back to it. Um, After those surgeries, I started getting more abscesses in other places of my body, which made it more difficult. Um, I couldn't walk. I had abscesses on my thighs. I had abscesses in other parts, which I'm not going to name. And it was very difficult. I couldn't sleep, couldn't walk, I couldn't sit, I couldn't do anything. I was in constant pain daily. I would pop pills. They were candy, Tylenol, Percocets, Vicodin, everything, just to get the pain to go away. The pain felt like somebody was constantly stabbing me, and they just left the knife in and kept like pulling it, sticking it back in, and pulling it out. That's what the pain felt like. I was to the point that the doctors gave me a whole bunch of meds. There was a time that I was taking 14 pills a day. That's how my sleeping pattern got messed up. Like now I'm taking about 7 pills a day. And I also have my treatment, which is Remicade treatment. But I'll get to that later. So due to the fact that I wasn't able to do anything and I needed my mother's help or anybody else's help, I decided to stay home because I couldn't really do much. I couldn't walk much. I would get tired, and I'm anemic also, so my anemia was getting worse. I had no strength. I couldn't breathe. My palpitations were out of whack. I couldn't even go from my room to the bathroom without loss of breath, because this disease not only does it damage your skin, but it also messes with your immune system, and it makes you prone for infections and all type of stuff since you have open wounds. And it's depressing because even though you want to do the things that you want to do or you were able to do, you have to limit yourself, and you can't do it because it bothers. And some people don't understand. They just look at us. Even when you take a train or the bus, people think that you're not disabled or you don't have a problem just because you look healthy, but they don't know what's going on the inside or under your clothes. They don't know anything. Every time I sit in the front or I tell people that I can't stay holding onto the pole, they look at me and they're like, well, you're not disabled, whatever. Just because I don't have a cane or I'm not in a wheelchair doesn't mean that I don't have a health issue or because I'm not old. So you can't be judging people by the way they look. You don't know like what they go through on a daily basis. I may smile and look like I'm fine, but it doesn't mean that I'm not going through it myself. I've been dealing with this disease for 4 years already, and I feel like this is the first time that I'm actually getting a breakthrough. I went from one abscess to like over 50 of them in less than a year, which damaged me completely. I used to look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, I would get depressed. I'm like, I couldn't love myself anymore because I didn't find myself pretty anymore because of what it was doing to me. I hid the disease for 2 years until I couldn't anymore. So I decided to talk to other people and let them know what was going on and spread awareness because I'm not the only one who's suffering, and there are a lot of people that are suffering but in silence. And I suggest you not to. Even though some people don't understand, you should come out and tell them because even when they want to go out with you or whatever, and you tell them, "Oh, I can't," they won't understand why. It's not that you don't want to talk to somebody or you don't want to go out with them. It's that you're in pain and all you want to do is stay home, or you feel embarrassed, or You just don't want to walk. Dealing with these wounds, having all these bandages changing, like having to change your bandages, and then all the drainage that comes out from these wounds is embarrassing. You would have to change your clothes more than twice a day because it would damage your clothes and stain it and dirty it. It makes you not want to go anywhere. Why would you want to go outside and then out of nowhere throughout the day you have to like run and change your clothes because your shirt is either stained, your pants are either stained, and then people look at you like you're dirty and it's not your fault. Look at life and complain about little things and say that they want to take their lives away for the dumbest things. I guess a day in my shoes or somebody else's shoes that have the same thing that I have, you would just go off and kill yourself because you wouldn't be able to handle it. If you can't handle the simple stuff, like simple things, imagine dealing with a painful disease. That'll make you just want to wring your neck and end it. Spent years asking why did this happen to me? When nobody in my family has it. When I got it at the age of 22 and other people got it when they were younger. No way, they don't even know how I got it. No known cure for it. I kept blaming myself. Maybe it was something that I did, but that's not even something you should do. So I stopped, and I know that things happen for a reason. And I thank God for giving me the strength throughout these years and giving me my mother and my support, people that support me and give me the strength to keep on going. And for the other HS members that told me about the new HS clinic that they opened up in my hospital, I was luckily the first patient that they had. And they used me, asked me really questions, and were using me to speak to other doctors to see how they could help other HS patients. And I'm glad that it's helping everybody. They got all of us getting Remicade, drinking 3 different types of antibiotics, and it's really helping everyone. They're also going to make a HS support group, which they're going to have all the patients meet up, I guess, and talk about our lives and meet each other, which is something good. And I'm thankful that these doctors, that God opened these doors for these doctors, because without them, I wouldn't know what I'll be doing right now. I'll be stuck, still at home, in pain, with more abscesses, and not knowing what to do, going crazy. Because I've seen a lot of doctors, nobody knows what to do. I did not want to get another surgery, even though I do need more. But I'm thankful for them. I'm thankful that they're doing everything they can to help me and that my treatments are actually working. Like I said, I don't have any more abscesses, I'm not in pain anymore, and I don't have much drainage either. So I'm more confident, I have more strength, and I can do the things that I want to do. I walk more like I used to. I go up and down the stairs. I can lay, I sit down, I dance, I do, well, basically things that I used to do before. And I'm happier. I'm not depressed anymore. I look forward to what life is going to bring me and what God will keep blessing me with. So that's just an update, and also I'm retelling what I said in the other video for those who haven't seen it. And God bless you, and God does do miracles, and I am a walking testimony, and everybody knows that. Everybody sees the difference in me.